Everybody, welcome back. We don't lose on quarantine. You know the deal. 50 wins in a row. But don't think that just because this is 51, you know, it's easy or we're in the clear. Here's your seed, by the way. ZT9B, FHHM. I will say, though, after a couple of runs that were up to no good and started causing trouble in the neighborhood, we have a run here. No trouble in the neighborhood on this one. Right off the bat. What do we have? Epiphora too. Hold on. I was looking at it. I was like, why are our stats so good? Our stats are so good because they're so good. It's not an item that's doing it. It's just our stat roll. Okay, let's try not to take so much dumb damage in the future. There's good money over there. And there's a tinted rock right here. This should work. It did work. I'd love to get another key out of this. No key, but we did get some bombs. I mean, this is an amazing start. Don't let the fact that I took some dumb damage get you twisted up on this one. This is like a truly incredible beginning to this run. And honestly, I'm thankful because I kind of felt like I needed it. We had a couple runs in a row. I give you one job. There you go. I'll take it. I do not mind. Demon Baby showing up all day, every day today. You know what? We should definitely go to our shop on this one. And the Galaxy Brain opinion here is for whatever you do, you buy a Spirit Heart to go along with it. So there's no reason not to get the 7-cent item, Poke Go. Modestly spicy, maybe, but is probably going to be completely fine. We can turn one bomb into 2 bombs. But yeah, I'm stoked because I wouldn't say necessarily I needed it. You know, like that song, I believe in miracles, where you from? You easier run, slightly easier run. It's not really like that. If anything, because we're a little fresh after our last couple of, like, solid ones. Phrasing. Sounds like I'm talking about a bowel movement, but if anything, because we're fresh, we might be primed to deal with a little bit more strife than usual. Man, that is just great luck right there. But I can't deny that after 2 runs a little bit on the touchier side, to have one that starts a little bit better. We don't know where it's going from there, but to have one that starts a little bit better at the very least is a nice psychological break for us. And it feels appropriate with the narrative as well, you know? We just finished getting to 50 wins. 50 wins is a big deal. 51, it's a little bit less of a big deal, but simultaneously, you know, every run is worth something here. Now, it's dangerous. You may argue, and you would probably be right, it's not necessarily wise to put the Bone Heart on the line that early. I kind of agree. On the other hand, I'm also like, man, this is like the first time in a long time. Well, it's the first time today, and today is a Sunday, which means I didn't record yesterday, and I don't think I recorded any Isaac on Friday either. So it's the first time in a while where I'm like, we're off to the races on an Isaac run. Contagion is good. Also a good movie. I know I mentioned we watched Contagion a few months ago, because every person on planet Earth has watched Contagion. And I've also noticed, because every day, you know, well, every day off, I should say, when I get bored and I'm looking for movies, I go through every service that we have. Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, the Cineplex app, the movie channels on television, on demand on television, you know, and every single service is promoting Contagion right now. I mean, it makes sense. And on top of that, it's actually a good movie, but I don't know if I mentioned this when I watched Contagion. My favorite thing about that movie, and if it doesn't, you know, trigger your anxiety too bad, I would definitely recommend watching it. I think it's quite good. And if anything, it hits a little bit different now. If you watched it in theaters in 2011, you might have been like, this doesn't seem plausible. But either way, one of my favorite things about it is that it doesn't really have like a traditional beginning, middle, and end sort of arc to it. It just sort of like starts, and then it goes, and then it's over. I like and respect that a lot. So I will take both of these for certain. Oh, baby. Let's, you know, we probably don't need to do it. It's probably a little bit overblown, but let's go back here regardless, and we might as well peep this. Oh, and you know what? You know what? I don't regret it. I'll tell you that. And we will also check here. And I wish I had saved the bomb for that one, but there's no way to have known that in advance. And then we will also check our boss trap room. You know, you taught me a valuable lesson about using bombs willy-nilly on that one. Perhaps you could give me another one now that the lesson is learned. Nope, that's fine. Anyway, this run is like, it's unbelievably good. I don't know if we were even off of the first floor by this time in our last 2 runs. Looking forward to this week. It's around the middle of April when I'm recording this. Let's not make the backlog seem that short. It's still early April. It's the 12th. I don't know when it pivots. But, you know, I mean, everything you say about, like, looking forward to something has got to be couched in this idea that obviously, like, you know, we're still mid-pandemic right now. And, you know, it's a very dangerous time to have a backlog. Sometimes I have a backlog and I'm like, things are terrible. And then, you know, a week later, you're like, well, the news has not been amazing, but it hasn't been as bad as maybe expected. Sometimes you have a backlog and you're like, things are great. And then you're like, ooh, this one's not going to age so well. Either way, though, looking forward to this week. Just, you know, we got a new Golden Goblet set up. I always like talking about Golden Goblet when I've got a large backlog. Because it, honestly, you know, it's like I'm doing a pre-mortem of something that's already happened. It's like hearing your favorite band talk about the production of, you know, OK Computer. They're like, I don't know how it's gonna go. And you're like, it's gonna go fine, sweetheart. Just believe in yourself. Thomas York. Jonathan Greenwood. So we're doing a Golden Goblet this week. Why use a bomb there? We're doing a Golden Goblet this week for Mario Maker, which I'm excited for. It's also going to be, I think, our first, and this is, we're spitballing it right now, so this might have changed. It's our first Golden Goblet for which we're instituting a handicap, by which I mean, not to be rude, but we already know I'm better at Mario Maker than Dan. I hate to say it, because it sounds braggadocious, but we've got 6 weeks of Checkpoint League. He's 0-6, I'm 5-1. And he has not hit a single checkpoint. I've hit a checkpoint in every single level. So, I'm not... again, I don't say that just to be like, ha ha ha, he's stinky. It's rather that, like, a straight-up Golden Goblet... You know, it would be like Slay the Spire. It would be like... No, thank you. 4 speed down pills? I'm seeing double. You know, it's we gotta balance it to make it fair. And then, Malf has been practicing. And that's the only reason I suggested it. I actually thought that Malf kind of hated Mario Maker. But it's just that I don't think he liked playing it on Unity. He's been playing it on his solo stuff. So I was like, you know what? Maybe now's the time. So we're going to have a handicap, maybe like, you know, whoever finishes the level first wins. However, Malf might have like a 10-minute head start, for example. So if I finish in 18 minutes and he finishes in 25, then he would get the win. It's like, you know, it's a little bit more complicated, but I think the videos will be fun, and we don't want to do it just straight up, because straight up is just 7 free wins. And then sometimes the community, like, I don't think anybody involved with this would mind, I can live with that, would mind losing 7 runs in a row, because the Golden Goblet is just kind of something that we do for fun and for content, and a little extra spice to the videos. But sometimes people in the community are like, how dare... Person X, usually me because I went 7-0 in the Spire Golden Goblet. How dare he suggest a game just because he knows he can win it? It wasn't why I suggested a game. I suggested a game because Malf also has 200 hours in it, and Dan's played it for a little bit, and it has good daily challenges and so on and so forth. He said through gritted teeth. But anyway, I think it'll be fun. And then apart from that, you know... Northernlion Tries is like a real-life loot box. I never know with Northernlion Tries what a week is going to look like. I never know if I'm going to look at my inbox on, like, Monday morning. Because usually, there are exceptions, but oftentimes games don't really come out on Steam during the weekends. Help. We'll step on it. Blank rune. Just get me out of here. So usually on Monday I'll peruse my inbox and see what we got. And sometimes, you know, on Monday morning, there's like 5 codes for games that look amazing. And I go, this is incredible. This is going to be an easy week for me for Northernlion tries. And sometimes there's no codes, and I go, ah, crap. Maybe it'll be one of those weeks, but sometimes those weeks end up having like the most fun content, you know? Mouse destroying workout simulators like God of Gym, etc., etc. Stilt Fella, other games of the ilk. So what am I doing with this rune? I think there's 2 ways you could approach it. One is to hope it's Yera and use it to get some Spirit Hearts. The other is to hope it's Perthro and use it to get some advantage there from a Devil Deal, maybe. I'm gonna hope it's Algiz. It's Dagaz. I mean, it's fine, but I was hoping it was Algiz there. We might have been able to get a couple of blood bags, but everything is hunky-dory right now. This is, I mean, I feel bad even talking about Isaac, because the run is just, it's not so overpowered as to be ridiculous, but it is, like, reasonably locked right now. You can tell it's locked, because A, we're not talking about Isaac, and B, we're just kind of like, you know, I mean, I just bought consumables from the shop, like it's my first day playing the game. That's not fair. I've talked recently, I think buying consumables in the shop is actually, okay. I think it's a smarter use case than I've given it credit for in the past. Do we care about HP? I think we do not mind playing these blood banks a little bit. I don't want to give up too much. However, we do have a potential deal with the devil coming up here. I'm going to go down, I'm going to lose this Spirit Heart. I'll allow myself that, and then we'll move on. Okay. You didn't give me anything, but I set myself a limit, and we stuck to it for good reason there. Do we know the pill? 48-hour energy. Not really worth too much for us. Sharp Plug is more dangerous than worthwhile. I wanted to get some extra HP in case we got to deal with the devil here, but honestly, we gave up too much. But that's the thing, you know, you never know how much you're giving up until you've already given it up. Kind of. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to justify it. That's very good. 2 bone hearts from independent sources. Who would have thought? Unfortunately, neither of those are very good. Alright, get me out of here. Depths 1. Oh, I'll check. I'll check. If you'll forgive me... Oh, there goes 1 bone heart. And we had a Balls of Steel pill the whole time. If you'll forgive me for building a moment here. This is the kind of run... It's not scary, but it's slightly... It's one of those movies where when you go in, you don't yet know if it's going to be scary. You know, like when you went to see Get Out opening weekend, you're like, is this a horror movie or is it like a straight-up comedy? So when you went to see Us, are you like, this is going to be the scariest movie of all time, or is this going to have some comedic relief courtesy of Tim Heidecker, you know? That's where we're at right now. We saw the trailer and we went, is this a horror movie? And people went, it's a little... Some people were like, it's so scary I couldn't sleep, and some people were like, it's not scary at all. I think this is the kind of run that is obviously completely fine right now, but could get slightly spicy, because this is the run that lulls you into a false sense of security. You start with great damage. Nothing seems like it could possibly go wrong. The Millers were living the perfect American life. Until one day, and then you just insert... Everything changed. What is it? Alien invasion. The walls are starting to drip blood. Nobody knows, you know? We'll see. We'll see. For now, I'm staying copacetic. I'm staying on the level. I'm staying frosty, whatever the heck that means. Still don't really understand. If anything, You ever try to play like Guitar Hero with super cold hands? That's a Canadian classic from back in the mid to late 2000s. Your fingers, they take a little time to warm up. I wouldn't recommend, you know, doing your esports Clone Hero AGDQ run when you've just come in from the harsh winter. If anything, you should be staying warm, right? That's why they say warmed up. What the heck does stay frosty mean? I guess it's like a frosty demeanor. You want a cool head, but warm hands. Which I believe is an Interpol song. Okay. Tough Love is kind of not exceptional right off the bat, but it's the thought that counts. I'll use a bomb here. I'll use a bomb here, too. I regret nothing. Now, you want to talk about a twist ending. All that work, and it ends up just being freaking greed, dude. Don't get hit. Look at that. You have the power to dodge. Don't fall into that trap of thinking you don't need to dodge because your run is so good already. You don't have to sweat that. Or you do have to sweat. You should. I don't know. Frost, sweat, warm hands. There's too many different temperatures to keep my body at here. I don't have control of that. That's up to the limbic system, okay? This not being an XL floor is kind of throwing me right now. I just, like, why? What did any of us gain from that right there? I'm not trying to get riled up over nothing. I'm just curious. Yes? Yes? No? Yes. Temperance is really good. We can use that. We can use it. Like Matthew McConaughey tells Christian Bale. Queen! Use it. You remember that? Reign of Fire, 2002. Matthew McConaughey, Christian Bale, Isabella Scorupco. How do you know Isabella Scorupco? She was in GoldenEye. Who doesn't remember Isabella Scorupco? And then on top of that, Gerard Butler. You're going to be like, I saw that movie. Gerard Butler wasn't in it. You should watch it again, because Gerard Butler was in it. He played the plucky comic relief. This was in advance of Gerard Butler's 300 star-making turn, which really turned him into kind of like an action superstar. Back then, Gerard Butler was kind of... he was more well-suited to that, like, Josh Gad sort of role of just being comic relief. But I'm not saying he wasn't in shape back then. I mean, merely suggesting he didn't have the leading man stigma like he does now. So I actually don't know what books we want the most there. I mean, it's not Anarchist Cookbook, so it might be the Bible. But I think... I don't know, the ability to fly is really easy to come by. I think we're right to take Book of Shadows, or Book of Secrets. The only reason it seems like it might not be right is because Book of Secrets is not really all that strong to begin with, but... AAA battery, also pretty good. This run is kind of... I don't want to say it's fallen off, but it got to kind of a bad place. It's not as strong as it used to be. Okay, hey. But this floor, with a 2/3 chance of a deal with the devil, 57 cents to blow on the shop. A deal with the devil we certainly do not care about at all. Wait, no, that's not what I meant. Hold on. I don't know why. I got the nerves running on this run now. I shouldn't. There's no reason to. But in my heart of hearts, something in my solar plexus, like Donnie Darko style, is going, you should be afraid of this run. I'm not a guy who, for the most part, really trusts his gut all that much. I trust my head more than anything else. But I do oh, that's some good stuff, though. I do have to be honest. There's a little bit of anxiety and apprehension there. This is tricky. Would you rather use the sun card here or use it on the next floor to see where you're going? I think I'd rather use it on the next floor to see where I'm going. Or both. Both is good. Oh my god. 2 HP. We'll play this. We'll play this all the way down. Because there's still a chance for us to get something from the shop as well. And then blow this up. 3 cents for a heart. 3 cents for a heart. Toss a coin to your Twitcher. Thank you. I don't think we need the blanket, mostly because I don't want to look up what it does. I don't remember what it does. I don't want to look up. We will grab the mystery gift. Damage would be a dream come true, and you know what? I'm choosing to believe that sinus infection is just damage. It does damage over time. That's good enough for me. Okay, I think forget about using the sun to try to get that to work. I don't think that's necessary for us. I think I like the HP we're at right now. We are 100% unconcerned about boss rush. And you know what? As if by magic, that apprehension of my solar plexus is gone, baby. I mean, blank card sun, it doesn't do much about our DPS problem. Or my inability to dodge a boss that I've fought 500 times before in my life. That won't be necessary. On the other hand, blank card sun does a great job of making it quite literally impossible for us to ever take damage. Or ever die, at least. It's actually, like, we could take as much damage as we want. Okay. So we'll move it along here. Look! Charmed enemy. I get it. This isn't the way I envisioned this run going either. You think I thought I was going to have 3.82 damage by the time I got to the womb 1? Absolutely not. But that doesn't mean you have to shoot at me just because I'm your captor. We're on the same side. Now, admittedly, I'm using some kind of mind control, I guess, to make that happen. I don't really know the ins and outs of it. I didn't program the game. We didn't get to the mind control module when I was still in programming classes. I have to imagine it was coming soon, though, because, I mean, mind control, obviously, that requires a great deal of magic, but it can't possibly be that much more magic than trying to write a server architecture in Java and the JDBC library. I mean, come on. You know what I'm talking about. I used to know what I was talking about. There was a time. At least I got to the point where I knew what I didn't know. And that's a big step. A lot of people never get there with anything. Okay, 2 boss fights here. I mean, we're really in the home stretch already. It came on us pretty fast. We don't really want that. Our speed is already good enough. We just want to see a deal with the devil here. That was bad dodging. I wasn't prepared for it. We were approaching speeds of exactly 3. That's an old Mystery Science Theater joke. No deal with the devil. Still totally fine. It's beneath me to complain about this run right now because it's so good. And I know that. I know it's a good run. I just do want to say 3.82 damage. Really? I know we got 5 rate of fire. That's good. Almost as good as it gets. I mean, it is as good as it gets without breaking the tier cap. I know we got booger tears. It's great stuff. I know we've got tarot cloth and the sun. These are all great things. But, you know, there's something to be said for just the purity of having a high damage stat. And 3.82, it's not doing it for us. Now, you notice, normally I say, it's not gonna do it. This is a different situation, because I think all of our interstitials and extracurriculars and, you know, we're on debate club and stuff like that, I think that's gonna allow us to get the college acceptance of the win here. However, it's a little touchier than I would have expected given the start. For now, though, We don't have to worry too much. All we have to do is focus. Dude, are we getting... obviously, we're not getting double full health. Or we are, but it's not possible to notice. Are we getting double damage out of the sun? Because, like, I would have expected that would not have done that much damage to a boss like Monstro. Monstro 2, I should say. If so, we should definitely be using this way more often. Instead of using it once per floor. By the way, as we wind down this run, hopefully coming to the logical conclusion, thanks for sticking around with Isaac, you know, for like a decade. Hello? We've had some ups and downs. Whenever people say that, though, I think I've been tainted by watching, like, VH1's Behind the Music as a kid. Whenever a band is like, we've had ups and downs, the ups are like, we hit #1 in America with our new album. The downs are like, half of the original members died of drug overdoses. So, like, we didn't really have ups and downs to that extent. We've had periods of greater success and periods of lesser success, but I appreciate you hanging around. Oh, baby, and a little gratitude apparently goes a long way. I don't want to use it just yet. I know I said we should, but we should save it so we don't have to sun card immediately without blank card, because it could save us. I mean, everybody knows that. I don't need to explain that part, but still. It's been a long time since I've seen excitement of this degree in Isaac. It's been years. I'm hoping that we can use this. I mean, first off, again, thank you, you know? The fact that we got a little community meme going around, you know, I don't lose on quarantine. Very fun. And it puts a little bit more pressure on you, but that's okay. But it makes every episode just a little bit more interesting, right? I'm gonna take it. I'm not afraid. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Rotten Baby's great. Everything else was pretty underwhelming, but nothing was bad. Nothing hurt us. At least. Okay, we'll come this way. We got it locked in. But I hope that we can keep this energy going, you know? Eventually we will lose, you know? I'm not Sinvicta. We're cut from different cloths. I think, in Isaac terms, Sinvicta's the kind of guy, like, if you put him on a desert island with a vanity mirror, you know, that, like, you would use in your pocket to check your lipstick, he would survive on that island for, like, a year. He would smash the mirror and use the sharp edges to, like, you know, butcher game. He would live. He might thrive, even. I'm more the kind of guy who's like, well, I brought one chocolate bar and it's gone, so, you know, goodbye, cruel world. Not quite, but to a greater extent. But one day we will lose. All we could do is try to keep this level of excitement moving forward. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. See ya!